Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to this week's episode of Tuesday Preppers, where we take a look at the in-game news and then we start looking at like trials and challenges that are available right now to give us rewards. They're going to help you get ready for that content, you know, and we do it on Tuesday, so it's like Tuesday Preppers, and that's a good example of exactly how creative I am and where this content comes from. So I opened up the game today and there were 16 pieces of news, and I thought that's really cool. I can't wait to read all this 16 pieces of news and see what it is. And when it comes to like what content is coming up, there's really only 3 pieces of content that's coming out. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that means that there's kind of like a little bit technically to get ready for, and we're going to talk about how to do that. There's really 3 events. You can see those here, and we're going to talk about them not in order. So we're going to talk with this first one here, Fighting Back Memories event and special quests. Now, that is not really clear about what this is, because it's kind of a global event. There's not really a wiki page on this event from the JP side. So we don't really know what it's gonna be. Is this gonna be a boss rush? Is this gonna be a daily event with like fresh challenges every day? Like, who knows? There's not a whole lot of information here other than we are gonna challenge enemies from previous events in the Vortex to clear Fighting Back Memory special quests and obtain rewards. So that's kind of cool. We're gonna get Log Quartz, which is a new thing, Dark Matter, which is like awesome, and Lapis from clearing the quest, so I'm excited about that. And just from the pictures, you know, it looks like we're going to be fighting lots of different types of enemies. It looks like there's beasts and stone enemies and machines, demons and humans. So like, it's like not really clear exactly what we're doing, but we're probably gonna need like a wide range of killers. But we don't know for sure because we can't really prepare for what we don't know. But that's kind of what we see in the picture. So I'm excited to see what this is. You know, it's a new piece of content for us that we've never had. I kind of hope it's a boss rush. That would be really neat to have 5 different enemy types in one boss rush that you had to kind of prepare for. That'd be kind of cool. At that point, you'd probably want to have like a premium unit that has Omni Killer. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what it is. Either way, exciting stuff. But we can't really prepare for what we don't know. The next thing that we're going to talk about is this one, the Friends in the Making event. Now, this is an upgrade event for Blue Mage Fina. Blue Mage Fina is a free character that you can get from playing the story. You can get her in Season 3. And she's been upgraded a couple times before, and now she's getting some crown upgrades, and we're getting silver crowns for her, which means they're free upgrades for a free unit. We like free. So that's kind of cool. Now, all of the enemies that you fight, according to the banner here, those are all different human enemies. And from looking at the wiki, there is some information on this on the JP side. They're all human enemies that have no weaknesses or resistances to any element. So you can kind of bring whatever element you want. Or can you? So if you scroll down a little bit, you see that only the following units can be used in this event. The new units, Vacation Voyager Forna and Fina and Marine type Runda, they are here. And that's kind of cool. They're water themed. And then we've got Roka for Earth, Paus for Light, Blue Mage Fina. Kind of neat that she's getting to be able to use in her own event. She focuses on light damage. Daisy is Earth, Cleome is Dark, Nareen is something, not really sure what, because who uses Nareen? Poppy can do some nice elemental support for you. Kalmia is like a 7-star that no one uses. Bruce and Renora are also their 7 stars. So like your list of units is really pretty small, but we do have a lot of options. You know, you could use like the Extreme Nova Chaining Materia. You could use the Extreme Nova Chaining Vision card. You could use the Ayaka Vision card to give a nice chaining skill for your units. We got lots of things you can do to make these units potentially good enough to get you through this event. But you get free upgrades for Blue Mage Fina. So let's take a look at what those upgrades are. Ability Awakening here. So she gets at Awaken +2 for her for this ability. Add light element to physical attack, boost light damage for everything 40%, and boost physical and magic damage against fairies 160 for all allies. Now, usually killers are like, good killers are like 150 for all allies. This is 160 for fairies, and fairies is kind of a, you know, it's kind of a type that's pretty rare. So I think it's kind of nice. She also gets this one here, boosted HP, MP, defense, and spirit, and LB damage by 100%, and change the effects to be different. So that's kind of cool. And then she's getting some like upgrades to Silver Hammer, Light of Repentance, Calming Strike, White Elemental Veil, lots of different things. Very nice. And then some EX abilities. So she's getting Attack and Spirit 500, Warring Spirit, lots of things going on for this free unit. So like, are these the best upgrades ever? Is it going to make her usable? Really hard to say, but again, she's free, and these are free upgrades just by playing an event. So I think I'm going to be using them on her just because I do like free stuff, and I like to be able to like use that in videos if we can. And she's a free unit, so why not? So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to that. But that's not really the big thing we have going on. The big thing we have going on this week is, of course, Dark Visions. Now, if you look at this combination of like physical and magical and like elements and stuff like that, and you look at like the Reddit comparison page that talks about all the different Dark Visions, you might notice that this is not what you would expect for what Dark Visions would come next based on last month. Looks like we're skipping number 28. We're moving straight on to 29. So that's something to think about. But the final boss in 28 or 29 is a machine weak to fire, water, and wind. So that's kind of neat. We can prepare for that. Machines weak to fire, water, and wind. We know it's coming. So we can think about that. But this is also the first Dark Visions that introduces the change that everyone's talked about, where like if a boss is immune to physical damage, you can't bring physical, and if it's immune to magical damage, you can't bring magical for a couple different reasons. There are some things you can do to kind of play with that, like re-raising the boss, and then it comes back without the immunity. But the easier way to deal with that is just to use the right type of enemies or the right type of units to fight these enemies. Not necessarily going to dig into that right this moment. We'll show some examples of that maybe during like videos for the week now that it's a new thing. But as usual, you know, it's Dark Visions. It's playtime for everybody who pulls for units. So I'm going to try and aim for that 1000 again to get the Lapis and the Galvanite and the Dark Matter. But you can, if you're just interested in Dark Matter, you can be up to rank 2000 and still get the maximum Dark Matter possible, which is 2000, which is really cool that they are giving us the upgraded Dark Matter. So definitely aim for at least 2000, if not 1000, to get double Galvanite. And that's what we got. So we know we have to deal with machine enemies, and we know we have to deal with human enemies. So we're going to focus on where you can pick some of that up. But before I do, I want to talk a little bit about what we're missing, right? And so there are a couple of things missing. The new units that are coming out, I'll go ahead and show you those right here. Vacation Voyager Fina and Marine Type Runda. When these were released in JP, there was a story event that came with them. So we're missing a story event. And when we're missing a story event, that means we're missing a bunch of Lapis. And we're also missing a daily battle event that went along with the story event and these new units. And so we're missing that. We're also missing Dark Visions number 28. There's a whole bunch of speculation and reasons why that might be, but we're missing a few things. So just worth thinking about. Speaking of missing, I'm kind of planning on missing these units because I'm trying to save up for, you know, bigger stuff that's coming down the pipe that they told us about, like leader skills. These two units don't really excite me that much, quite honestly. So there you go. See you later. So let's talk a little bit about what we know we need to get ready for, and that's Human Killer and Machine Killer. Both of these are really, really common. So Human Killer, we'll talk real quick. Cross Aigayan arm from Scorn and Machine of Destruction. And then like there's a couple other like weapons that give Human Killer, but those are not that impressive. The bigger one is Guy's Belt. You can get as many Guy's Belt as you want by going to Shop and then going to Permanent Exchange Shop. Scroll down to Star Quartz Exchange and then pick up Guy here. He's in the G's. Okay, he's a 3-star unit. You can get Guy for the low price of 20 Star Quartz, and you can make as many Guy's Belts as you have Star Quartz. You can also, and that's going to be giving you Human Killer Plus. Also worth noting, Gao is on here for Beast Killer Plus. So you can use Guy's, you can use Star Quartz to make some really nice STMRs that give 75% Human or Beast Killer respectively. Pretty cool. As always, Weapon Specialist from Wild Rose Furion is on here as well for Human Killer. The bigger one is that the new Dark Dragon Trial also gives you Man-Eater Sense. And that's 75% physical and magical killer for humans. So that's pretty good if you can beat the dragon. I beat the dragon in like on the money 15 turns. It was pretty close. So it's not impossible by any stretch. Just bring a better team than I did and you should be just fine. So that's humans. Lots of stuff for human. And there's lots of stuff for machine too. The best one, obviously, Machine Eater Sense from Doulahan, which we have done a billion times. And then lots of killers from different STMRs. The best ones, of course, being Valued Memories from Urban. If you pulled for 2B and A2, their stuff also gives you Human Killer and Machine Killer. In particular, A2's STMR gives a 100% Machine Killer, which is pretty nice. And then, like I said, there's lots of other TMRs and STMRs from older units. And then, yeah, Dullahan. So there's lots of things that you could do there. And that's really pretty much it. And I don't really feel a need to go and show a clear for those units, or for those killers right now, just because I've done videos on Dullahan, Dark Dragon, lots of that stuff's in there. So, you know, there's not a ton to go do. But definitely go do it if you haven't done it yet, to start getting you Machine Killer and Human Killer. You might also need some Stone Killer and Beast Killer and potentially Demon Killer based on the picture in that one graphic. If you look at the news, again, we'll go back to it. Fighting Back Memories. Who knows what this event's going to be? I think this is going to be the most interesting thing that we get. Just because it's like, what is it? Who knows? So that's exciting. In the meantime, that's really all I've got for you for right now. But I want to just throw out there too, this is unrelated to the news, that me and some folks were talking tonight, and we were talking that it would be really cool to have a Fan Festa event in person. And pretty much everybody that I was talking to, only one person said that if they had a Fan Festa that they wouldn't go to it. I think that it would be really cool, you know, bring that sense of community back, and let's have a Fan Festa in person, and bring that to us in 2023. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. We'll see you on Thursday for the new content where we look at this Fighting Back Memories event and probably work on some Dark Vision stuff. Although the early Dark Vision stuff's not usually that exciting. But yeah, in the meantime, take care. See you later. Be good to each other. And yeah, stay warm, dry, and fed. All that stuff. Very important.